Welcome to Deep Dive Defense, military and aerospace enthusiasts. Over here we give rare insights you won't hear elsewhere. The focus of today's topic is Iran's future air power posture, which could form over the coming decade, and its potential direction toward developing a sixth-generation fighter jet. At first glance, this might seem far-fetched given the current state of Iran's air force, but a deeper analysis could present a different picture. Historically, the structure of Iran's legacy air force, combined with the threats posed by its adversaries' weapon systems, has discouraged substantial investment in its conventional air power capabilities. One of the primary vulnerabilities lies in the soft infrastructures present at air bases. Components critical for operations, such as maintenance hangars and fuel depots, when targeted in a large-scale saturation attack involving swarms of cruise missiles, could dramatically reduce sortie generation capacity. In other words, this weak spot would severely curtail the Air Force's ability to project power against its adversaries. This problem is a general one, existing in almost all air forces around the world. Despite Iran's considerable geographic size and strategic depth on the global scale, the distances are still insufficient to entirely protect its central air bases from the reach of weapons like the Tomahawk cruise missile. Hence, eventually, if the numbers during an attack are sufficiently high, defenses won't be able to offer complete protection of such air bases. By contrast, very large countries like the United States, Russia, and China benefit from their vast geographic expanses, which creates relatively secure regions where their air force assets can be withdrawn for protection if necessary. For Iran, a turning point came with the unveiling of the Oghab-44 air base in 2022. Leveraging its mountainous terrain, Iran constructed an airbase shielded beneath hardened rock formations, exposing only the taxiways and runways to adversary strikes. Key facilities such as maintenance hangars, aircraft shelters, weapon storage and fuel depots are securely housed within an extensive underground tunnel complex that forms the core of the Oghab-44 base. The decision of the United States to terminate the INF treaty with Russia underscored the evolving threat landscape, as hypersonic and ballistic missiles emerged as additional risks for the air bases alongside cruise missiles. This reinforced the necessity for such operation hubs to be able to withstand massive strikes while regaining operational capability shortly thereafter. Underground facilities like Oghab-44 meet these passive protection criteria, requiring only minimal, rapidly executed repairs to resume functionality after significant attacks involving cruise, ballistic, or even hypersonic missiles. This new approach to hardened, survivable air bases has revitalized the concept of a conventional air force within Iran's defense strategy. Consequently, tactical air power reliant on runways for takeoff and landing has once again become a plausible element of Iran's overall force structure. However, the most transformative development in this realm is the advent of sixth-generation fighter jets. The vivid example is the recent unveiling of what is reportedly named the J-36 fighter jet by China, a revolutionary design that could give hints to Iran's approach to air power modernization in the 2030s. Iran's potential adversaries are either directly equipped by Western powers or NATO powers themselves, with the United States standing as the most prominent opponent. These adversaries have heavily invested in conventional air power over many decades, making it strategically impractical for Iran to engage them in a direct symmetric arms race or to aim for parity. The overwhelming resources and sheer numbers backing the air forces of nations such as the US and Israel prompted Iran to adopt asymmetric strategies. This approach relied heavily on survivable, ground-based air defenses to counter aerial strikes on Iranian territory. Mirroring its opponent's investment in conventional air superiority was hence never a financially feasible option for Iran, nor would that have been efficient. However, alongside Iran's asymmetric posture, a leap in technological capability of air power could also provide Iran with a path to counter the threat. A generational jump in fighter jet technology could offer a pathway to offset the qualitative and quantitative superiority of fourth- and fifth-generation fighter jets, upon which most of its adversaries' air power relies. This is where the concept of the J-36 sixth-generation fighter comes into play. The J-36's primary advantage lies in its ability to shrink the weapon engagement zones and effective reach of fourth- and fifth-generation jets. Its superiority in kinematics, achieving sustained supersonic speeds of Mach 2 to 3, ensures not only that the J-36 itself remains difficult to intercept, but also that it can evade adversary-launched missiles through defensive maneuvers that create greater distance between itself and the incoming threats. This capability transforms the battlespace dynamic, making the J-36 a hard-to-target fighter, while enabling it to neutralize adversaries at long range using advanced air-to-air missiles. Iran's interest in fighter jets with similar a concept is not new. In the 1990s, Iran sought to procure the MiG-31 from Russia, a move reflecting its desire for long-range, high-speed interceptors that could be deployed asymmetrically. Political circumstances at the time, primarily US lobbying, canceled the sale. Moreover, even if Iran had acquired the MiG-31, it would have remained vulnerable to adversary mass cruise missile strikes targeting its airbases, highlighting the critical need for survivable basing infrastructure to complement such high-value assets. This brings into focus the strategic synergy between hardened underground airbases and sixth-generation fighter jets for Iran's future air power requirements. Hardened airbases like the Oghab-44 significantly reduce the vulnerability of advanced aircraft to preemptive strikes, ensuring that such high-end assets remain operational even during high-intensity conflicts. While Iran's current air defense strategy, centered on ground-based systems, provides robust protection, effectively deterring even advanced aircraft like the F-35 from entering its airspace, like it happened during Israeli strikes in October 2024. It falls short of addressing offensive needs. Iran requires an airborne asset capable of preemptively neutralizing adversary air power before it can threaten Iranian airspace or launch standoff weapons from even hundreds of kilometers away. This operational necessity drives Iran's growing interest in investing in advanced air power, complementing its now well-established ground-based integrated air defense systems. So in summary, two critical elements underline the renewed focus on air power. First, the hardened underground airbase concept, which ensures survivability, and second, the potential deployment of a sixth-generation fighter jet that surpasses the technological capabilities of its adversaries' amassed fourth- and fifth-generation fighter fleets. Together, these elements represent the foundation of Iran's future air power strategy. Another significant factor driving this shift is the need to counter emerging threats such as hypersonic, long-range missiles, which adversaries could launch from positions far away from Iran's borders. Without an advanced offensive airborne platform capable of denying adversaries the freedom to transport and deploy such weapons, Iran's defenses would remain incomplete. A sixth-generation fighter jet could fill this critical gap by holding all of the regional airspace at risk and deterring the deployment of such dangerous standoff weapons. Traditionally, Iran has avoided large-scale investments in high-end air power due to the immense costs involved. However, as its defensive posture evolves and its ground-based integrated air defense system reach maturity, the focus is shifting. In the next video, we will explore potential long-term pathways Iran might take to enter the exclusive League of Nations developing a sixth-generation fighter jets in the future and how it may look like. So that's all for today. If you liked it, give a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. It really makes a difference in the YouTube algorithm and is a great support to the channel. The real enthusiast can become members and given access to exciting membership area material. Thanks for your support and motivation. See you next time.